everybody. The last time I was on your screen, I suppose, I asked people to submit their questions so I could do a question and answer video, and you kindly complied. So now I have lots of questions that you asked for me to answer today. I'm going to go ahead and just start in. So, Derek Yeoman asks, you've mentioned somewhere that you're Church of Christ. Are you instrumental or non-instrumental? Non-instrumental. We have all a cappella singing, which is non-instrumental. I guess that was, whatever. And then he asks, if the latter, I'm curious how someone as musical as yourself is affected by that. That has not been a detriment to my musical ability at all. That has actually helped so much. Because I have gone to church every Sunday and Wednesday of my life and heard 4-part harmonies sung all around me and been able to, sing with them. So now I have a very solid understanding of how harmonies work, what sounds good, what doesn't sound good. So when I started playing like the ukulele, that's made up of chords, like it's all chords, I was able to tell when something wasn't right or was wrong, or I was able to figure out which chords sounded best together pretty quickly because I was used to hearing all those chords sung around me. And I love a cappella singing. I love barbershop and all that whole genre of music. I think is amazing. And I know some people actually refer to non-instrumental Churches of Christ as not having music, which I think is really weird, because if you listen to a cappella music, that is music. That singing is music. So I have a great respect for that genre. So yeah, non-instrumental. Okay, Violinist X100 asks, have your relatives grown their hair out like you, or are they as involved in church as you? And the answer to that is yes. My mother has never cut her hair. I have 2 younger sisters that have never cut their hair, and none of their hair is quite as long as mine. I seem to have just gone with the long hair gene. I don't know really how that works, but it does. Apparently my grandmother had really, really long hair. Till the day that she died, she had long hair. So that's a family thing. Do you have a dream or life goal? Not really at the moment, no. I think the closest thing I would have to a dream or life goal would be, I'd very much like to raise a family. I think that'll be my life goal. I'd very much like to raise a family. Okay, do you sew all of your dresses? And, oh, thanks, you think they're well made? I do not sew all of my dresses, but I do sew a good number of them. Actually, no, I'll just show you some of them right now. Okay. Let's see if I can do this in order. I can't find my first one, but I did this one in high school in 9th grade for a costume. I had to do a presentation on some European country, can't remember which, but I made an apron that goes over it, and it's my costume. Portugal. This is my Portuguese costume, but it's really just a 50s dress with the pleats and it flares out. So that's that. Then let's see. Oh, this warped thing is the very first dress that I made without using a pattern at all. This was all me. It's got a zipper on the side. It's actually made up of leftover material that my mom used to make. I think it was like curtains, but it's denim and it's got brown hearts on it. And I wore it for as long as I could, but I grew out of it. But I still love the look of this dress. I like this. This dress I made for New Year's gathering. It's got this belt on it that has the lace woven through it, so it looks like the lace is holding the belt together, but really it's sewn together. Either way, there's that. It's got the pleats in the back and in the front. It's one of the most comfortable dresses that I made to wear, and almost all the dresses that I make have pockets because I need the pockets. So There's that, and the sleeves have the same pleats on them as the front does, so the sleeves match all nicely. And then on the bottom, you also have some pleats, and these pleats are in green. So I very much like this dress. I haven't been wearing it recently because it needs repair. Let's see, there's this dress. Oh, and I made that dress without a pattern as well. I apparently don't like patterns. This dress I made without a pattern. Well, I made the pattern, so I guess it's with a pattern, but it's a homemade pattern. I just wanted something flowy and light and pretty, and it's got the full flowy sleeves, and it's got a tie in the back. And I'm very pleased with this dress. I've been saving it more for summer. I made this several years ago. I'm really happy with this dress. Makes me happy. Okay, let's see. I made this dress, which is sort of a Pride and Prejudice style dress. I have another like this that's in brown. I was really happy with the fabric and the way it all looks, and this is the belt to go around the waist. But I was very happy with this particular pattern. This was a pattern. I don't remember which one. This dress has an interesting story. This dress I actually made for some kind of home ec competition thing. But whenever I got there, it was only me and 2 other girls that had actually entered in that particular part of the contest. So I was a bit disappointed that it wasn't any real competition, because all 3 of us got put in slightly different categories. And I was at the topmost category. I forget what that was called, but I was at the topmost category. I mean, I won a gold medal, so there's that. Won a medal for my dress. Got a zipper going down the front, because I just wanted it there because it's more convenient for me, and also I thought it looked really cute after I put it in. This is the pattern that I made. It's that white dress that I showed you is an altered of this. I just raised the waist, and changed the fabric, and I did the sleeves different. So there's that. I'm proud of that. And then the dress that you guys saw me in last was this dress. I did not make this dress. This is a vintage dress that I found in the back of an antique store that they just have a whole bunch of clothes back there. Usually you can't find anything worth having. It used to have these big, obnoxious puff sleeves. I took those off. I finished around the edges, and I altered it better to fit myself because it was made for, slightly different proportioned person, and I shortened it to tea-length to make myself happy, so I wouldn't be tripping all over my dress. And there's that. And I have made a number of skirts and stuff through the past, but I don't make all of my clothes, but I do tend to sew some on most of my clothes to make them better for me. Okay, that question dragged it a long time. Moving on. Jonathan Levinus asks, how old are you? About 20, and yeah, thereabouts. Everybody seems to want to know what my first name is, but I'm going to keep that to myself for just a little bit longer. You can always just call me Lady if you don't want to type out all the stuff. How do you measure your hair? I am lazy whenever I get around to doing that. I think I properly measured my hair once, and how I did that was I combed my hair back, and I started at my hairline up here, and I measured down to the end. I haven't done that in a really long time. Usually I'll just take my height and I'll add however many inches are on the floor, and I'll say that's my hair length, and I'll just leave it at that because I'm a lazy. What's your favorite interest or hobby? Well, you know that sewing is one, because I just showed you all that stuff. Music is also one. I just love music. I also love reading. Right now, I seem to have developed an odd interest in Shakespeare, so I've been reading Shakespeare and trying to wade through King Lear at the moment. Don't know why, but I find it interesting. So, there's that. I very much like embroidery work. Just hand-stitched embroidery. I like that. I'm sure there's other stuff that I can't think of right now. Okay, what kind of music do you like and dislike? I am not fond of rap. Just not, sometimes it's done well and it's good, but it's rare. And I'm not fond of quite a bit of country music. I think it's just a bit obnoxious and repetitive and annoying. So besides that, I like stuff from all different genres. I listen to a lot of classical music. I listen to a lot of music from the big band era, I guess. I like that kind of jazz. I don't really like the new freeform jazz stuff. I think that's just obnoxious and sounds awful. Pretty much anything with form that sounds good, I will very much like. So there we go. Do you play any musical instrument other than the ukulele? If yes, please make a video of you playing whatever it is. Ukulele is my third instrument. My first instrument was violin, my second was clarinet. I played violin, I had private lessons for years and years and years. Clarinet I played all through middle school and high school. Ukulele and clarinet right now are the ones that I play the most often, so I might work up a clarinet video for you, maybe. I don't know. I gotta get back into practice with my violin because I let it rest for about 5 years, and now it's just awful. So I'm trying my best to get back into violin because I do love it. So if I were going to learn any other instrument, I would very much like to learn to play the piano. That, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm working on it. Okay, let's see, Annabelle S. asks, what's your growth rate? I'm assuming you're asking about my hair growth rate, because my height is not growing at all. But I don't really know what my growth rate is, because I never paid that much attention to it. I did mention a while back that my hair grew another inch, which I thought was, you know, weird for me, but whatever. I do notice it grows more in the summer than in the winter, but that's all I know. So, there you go. I have no idea. Monkey Magic 71299 asks, in school did anyone ever threaten to cut your hair like bullies? I did have the occasional people just being goofy and saying, oh, what would you do if I cut your hair? And I would have a sarcastic response, and then I would have an actual response. I'll tell you my sarcastic response. My sarcastic response was, I told them, oh, I would probably just kill you, and then I would repent for it. That was my, sarcastic response for the people that I knew that asked that question. If a stranger asked it, I would say, why would you cut my hair, and how would you react if I just took a scissors to your hair? And they said, I would be very upset. And I said, well, I would be very upset too. So that's how I, mostly dealt with those people. I didn't really have a lot of that kind of thing happen to me because I was going to school with several siblings. I am one of 5 kids, and we are all very close in age. And so a lot of us would be going to the same school at the same time. So they really wouldn't want to mess with one of us because then they would have to mess with more than one of us. And that was good protection. What hairstyle do you sleep in? Just a plain braid. Keeps it out of my way, I don't get tangled up in it, it's fine. Plain braid. What job would you like to have? If you have one, what is it? I don't have a proper job, but I am a housekeeper's assistant. So I do that twice a month. I go clean house. I wouldn't have chosen that job for myself. It's not a very nice job, but it works and I get a little spending money in my pocket. If I could just pick a job that I wanted, I would pick working at a seamstress shop or something to do with sewing because it makes me feel nice and productive, and it's something that I'm proficient at. So I would feel comfortable doing a job like that. That's something that I would like to have. Okay. Now with some of these questions, why? You asked if my hair has ever fallen into the toilet by accident. Why would you ask that question? The answer is no. It's gotten close a couple times, but no. No, it hasn't, luckily. That would be gross. Okay. And I'm not going to answer number 5. Number 6, what is my name? Again, I'm not going to say. This person, Asian Man 452 asked, why did you grow your hair out? Church? And the answer is yes, church. Also, tea or coffee? Tea. Very much tea. I can't hardly even stand the smell of coffee. I tolerate it. My mother drinks coffee. Like all of my older relatives drink coffee, but I cannot abide it. So no. What is my major? I don't know. I don't know yet. I'll be starting college in the spring. I was taking a break between high school and college, and that's been a major pain to try to get all my financial aid stuff worked out, because they just don't know what to do with somebody starting in the middle of the year. So it's been a pain. I haven't picked a major yet. I don't even have my spring schedule yet. I'll be probably doing that later this week. So there's that. I don't know. Then Candyman Man 14. Just asking, how long is my hair? It is, what did I say it was? Like 65 inches? Thereabout? About 65 inches without proper measuring techniques. How many clips does it take for my sisters to put their hair up in the braided bun? It takes them only 3 clips, unless you use the small clips, and then you have to do it before. But it does only take them 3, and they don't have to put the little clips in the middle. Their hair is a little bit past knee length, so that's their hair length. What would be your preferred hair length? Just whatever. I really don't have a preference where hair length is concerned. I'll deal with it however long it gets. How do you handle the, your hair is too long, you should cut it, people? I have thankfully run into very few of those people. There might be a couple. I remember running into a couple kids at school that just said, oh, you just need to cut that off. And I found it very offensive how they wouldn't even try to be understanding about that. But usually at that particular point in time, I would have a bunch of other strangers around me that would come to my defense. And I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. They would all come to my defense saying that it's none of your business why she has long hair. You should, be minding your own business. Why do you have such short hair? Answer all the questions about yourself. And that person would usually back down, and I would just be like, I have all these nice strangers around me, and I would feel happy for most of the rest of the day. So that's never really been a big problem. I haven't really had to defend myself a lot against that. Probably a lot of that has to do, I think, with where I live. I live in the southern United States, and that is just stereotypically known as the Bible Belt. People are more religious down here than they were in the north. Just a larger portion of people are more religious, so they're more likely to come to my defense even if they don't believe the same way that I do. They're just a lot more respectful of people's religions. And that's one of the reasons why we moved down here, because there was just a lot of mess in the north. So we moved south. That is the last of my questions. I finished all my questions. I don't know how long this video took, but I hope that my answers were sufficient. If I missed your question, I apologize. I tried to search through and find all the questions that you people sent me. And that's it for this video. So, goodbye!